Hello and welcome to Diamond Cast, the music show with Diamond Black. We are hot on the tail of the Fall Into the Silence release, so our casts are going to be gearing up for that. We are going to be delving into some more of the behind-the-scenes antics that the band are getting up to every week in the run-up to the release and also for the album. So prepare for some glimpses into that. And our very first Diamond Bats meetup took place last week. So massive thanks to Emma, Judith, Brianna, Alex, Sienna, Jack and Marika for joining us before and after the Sisters of Mercy show. Hopefully we'll have more of these like this in the future, so many more of you can come and meet the band too. Anyway, let's get into the cast. Hello everyone, welcome to Diamond Cast, the music show with Diamond Black. I just said that in the intro, didn't I? But there you go. Here we are, we're back in the computer after being around on tour and in the music video shoot and everything. And now we're back in the places that were familiar. So yeah, how's it been going, everyone? What you've been up to? Well, we know what you've been up to. I was there.
I just like the idea of being back in the computer, which is true. That's what's happening.
We are back in the computer.
Matrix.
That's very cool. God, it was good, wasn't it, to be actually hanging out on the sofa and in real time and having those two different episodes. So, yeah, thanks for organising that, guys. I mean, for the people at home, it was quite remarkable how Adam and Nat set that up, that studio within the in the Airbnb. And one of the most brilliant moments was Nat's absolute like switch within about 2 seconds of crawling around the cave, like plugging things in on the floor, and then suddenly she was like. Just went completely into like host mode. About 3 seconds later, it was incredible. Just the transformation from the gaffer to like the host. It was very impressive. Now, very good.
I'm a woman with many hats.
Indeed. And it was ace that you guys set that up. And Vincent, thank you for your excellent. When we had a bit of a crisis about cables, Vincent was like, "Well, just do this, and this," and solved it.
Thanks to Vincent, we were able to do those because. It was just about changing cable, wasn't it, from one place to another, so we could actually use an outlet because the Airbnb had weird outlets.
That came from my stage experience of a lot of mess up and fuck ups on stage. So
I've got a bit of a funny behind the scenes editing story from the last two videos. I had to spend ages editing out Vincent's drumming because when we're filming in real life, he's just all the time drumming with his feet. I had to sort the audio out.
really,
Well, yeah, you were drumming on the seat that I was sitting on, which is made of wood, and the microphone was attached to it. And
no.
and I thought it'd be funny if you left it in. I was like, leave it in because then you could actually, we could say on the chat, oh, the click you hear all the time is just proves that Vincent can't stop drumming. Yeah. But you got rid of it. You managed to edit it out, which is also a testament to yourself as an editor.
I'll be more mindful next time.
That's okay.
That is amazing. Just drumming or sleeping, that's it. Isn't it?
Do you drum in your sleep?
Yes, of course.
Do you actually dream about drumming all the time?
No,
Cute. It's so cute.
No, probably no, not drumming.
You do dream about drumming. Don't even pretend. You dream about it. You're there going, oh, I could think I get a new crash cymbal, and then you wake up all disappointed because it was just a dream, and you had this new exciting cymbal, and it's not real. That's what it is. Don't tell me it isn't.
I know we're talking about dreams. Oh no.
These are not dreams that have happened though. These are dreams that we speculate. Like I imagine Vincent's like, I don't know, flying through the air and there's all the best drums in the world are kind of flying past him and he's just playing them all and then he wakes up and it's like happy and he's like, I'm so glad I'm a drummer. That's what I meant.
I dream about maybe eating and lots of traveling, but lots of eating. Yeah.
You dream about eating?
Yeah.
Do you wake up hungry or satiated?
Maybe I'll get hungry in the middle of the night. That's why I could use a burger or pizza tonight.
So if you have the dream, does that then sate the hunger so you don't have to get up?
Yeah, maybe. Could be, yeah. Or
sleepwalk and eat out of the fridge.
Absolutely not. No, I don't do that. I don't know.
You know, people do that. Some people do that.
That is a real thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we're talking about the Fall into the Silence video. That was really fun to work with Chloe and Charlie and to spend some time west in
down in,
not up in.
Exeter.
Exeter.
Down. So
I never say up or down in the correct way. So, so that was cool.
Yeah, cool.
And what did we do? We had a really nice dinner on the day before, and we sat by the beach. And there's loads of pictures, actually. I'm going to start posting these pictures every...
Yeah, we did a photo.
Do you guys want to see the pictures?
Yeah.
Do you guys want to see the pictures?
Absolutely.
I haven't even shown them to the band yet, so this is really exciting because they're all so brilliant and they're just really good at posing.
Posing.
I keep saying this all the time, and I'm just teasing them now. But no, I'm going to spend the weekend doing some work with on catching up on all my Diamond Black stuff. So you'll get it then. So yeah,
us by an anchor, by a lighthouse.
Yeah, it's very nautical.
It was good. It was good
Naughty
stuff.
and cool.
Oh, nice.
I was just about to reach for my drink, right? Because I need to show this mug, right? So now we're going to talk about the Bats meetup because...
Oh, yes, we had the first Diamond Black official fan meetup.
Which is very cool, which was in London. And did you guys organise that via Discord, right?
Yeah.
Splendid.
Yeah, well, actually...
Shout out to Discord.
The people on Discord organised it, right? And they wanted to meet somewhere. They were asking for cool places to go and meet before the Sister Mercy gig. And we were like... Adam was like, why don't we all meet in Camden and do a meetup? And it was very good. And it was lovely to meet everyone.
It was lovely to meet everyone.
See, it's like surreal. Was it like surreal meeting people in real life after all the kind of virtual cyber kind of chat?
It's always like surreal to meet people from the internet because then you see them like in real life and it's like, oh, internet friends, you know. But yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, really, really cool.
It was a lovely meetup. I've got some. Thank you for my slothy socks.
Amazing. So sloth socks, great.
And got this. I don't know if you can see it because my camera's not going to.
Oh yeah, no, you're not focusing.
Oh shit! This is a mug of all different things about Holland.
Nice.
Which is from Emma and Judith, which is a really lovely impression of Holland, and there is on it. I got this message as well. They've said, hold on. So it's from a Dutch brand called Blonde Amsterdam, which was founded when a couple of women from Amsterdam started painting mugs, and they've got loads of fun designs like this one, and they're collector's items back in Holland. So thank you very much, Emma and Judith, for the mug.
Great.
Excellent.
And guess what I'm drinking?
Red Bull.
No.
Oh, I don't know then.
I don't want to pour it on my laptop.
I don't know.
Can't see it.
See. Your focus is
Oats milk.
No, it's milk. It's just normal milk.
Okay, just milk. What
that
else?
was less exciting than I thought it was going to be.
No, but it's weird. It's weird because like a lot of people think that you're not supposed to drink just milk as an adult. It's weird, but
It would have been more English.
yeah, totally. What gifts did you get, Adam?
Oh, I got some the lovely socks.
Oh, the slothy socks. Yeah,
and
brilliant.
some nice sweets.
Superb.
oh, the sweets are really good as well.
And a lovely picture.
Fantastic. I see
you very much.
in that picture. I believe you're wearing the.
I've got the poncho.
Yes, exactly. It's just got a slight reveal of it. So
And the picture's by Robin Leese, isn't it? Robin Leese. And then
yes, that's right.
she did that as well. So yeah.
Wait, show the crochet thing.
Yeah, Robin also did this, which is amazing. Look, it's a embroidery of. I don't know if I can focus in on it because we're having problems with the focus.
That's good.
But
We can see it.
yeah,
it looks really
so
good.
it's really cool. And there was no pattern used to make this, which I think is fantastic. 'Cause, I mean, I don't know how you just visualize it pixelated.
Yeah, wow.
Like it's like pixel art, really, isn't it? But doing pixel art without a pattern, I'm very, very impressed. So that is going to live here, and it will be in all of my
Thank you.
screen backgrounds forevermore. Thank you
For
very
anyone
much.
that's listening to this on Spotify, please watch us on YouTube so you know what we're showing.
Yes. So I received some fine gifts. Firstly, from Emma, I got this fantasy
cool.
puzzle book, which
Cool.
is it's a fantasy based story, but each part of it is a puzzle, and there's a lot of puzzles in here, so it's really really cool. So I'm going to enjoy that. Thanks, Emma. I also got these 5 crocheted coasters. You see, these 5 crocheted coasters.
wow.
Each one of them is the color of the artwork of a different Sisters of Mercy album. Ooh. So there's one for each of the 5 records, which is extremely cool.
That's lovely.
I know. And I also got these wonderful pictures from Marika, who she took these pictures and she's printed them out properly. So there's one of me there looking all cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
Right?
Nice.
And then there's this is one from our show, our DB show in Holland. This one here.
Oh,
Wow.
Sick.
And then this one as well, which is
Lovely.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, nice photos, man.
Diamond Black.
Wait, can I give him an applause? There we go.
So thank you bedankt for these wonderful gifts.
Very nice.
Marika's lovely. It's lovely to meet you as well on the the meetup in the pub. And I just shared one of her stories, which was photos she took of you in the gig the other day
Excellent.
on Instagram. So
Excellent.
Excellent. Yeah, so it was really nice to meet everybody, and it's such a big deal that people travelled so far to see the shows. And also brought us these great gifts. So we do really appreciate it. Thank you, everybody.
I think a couple of them were from Seattle, right?
Yeah.
Incredible. Yeah, I think that's where Brianna came from. Which then brings me on to, well, why haven't you got any presents, Vincent?
Actually, I have. Robin gave me that artwork picture frame, but unfortunately, I'm in my studio now, so I don't have it. I don't have any gifts. I don't bring any gifts in my studio. This is my workplace. So
Only drums allowed. Drums only.
Thank you, Robin. Thank you for that.
Only drums and pillows.
Thank you very much, Ian.
That's it.
lovely.
What about food?
lovely.
Are you allowed to bring food in the drums, or is you don't cross pollinate?
Nothing allowed in my studio.
I would
Excellent.
imagine there's any food allowed near the drums, right?
No.
Or drinks.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Drinks allowed. No food. No food.
Cool. So, in the spirit of, and not that we only just do things on Discord, but we do, so you should join it. But we, in the spirit of everybody meeting everyone this week, we've got some questions from people. So Judith says, "How do you decide which cities and venues to play in?"
Okay, well, what we've done so far is that it's been sort of dictated by the bands that we're supporting. So most of the shows that we've done have been as the opening act for somebody else. So it's just wherever they're playing. But when we've done our own shows, we've often talked about doing like a north and south of the UK. So one in London and one somewhere in the north, maybe Manchester, to get that kind of coverage of allowing people to come from various places in the country as a couple of shows. Because at the moment, as we're building the fan base, it's not logical for us to play everywhere because we don't have enough fans to play everywhere. So it's sort of getting people to congregate in maybe some central locations is what kind of makes sense. Yes. So, Vinny, what do you think about what kind of venue size do you think this band should be in, and how do you think that the venue reflects what we present?
Well, I think it's like what you said. It depends on the kind of venue. So we can't really play in pubs, can we? So it has to be minimum at least between 200 to 300 capacity. Good PA, good lights, mixing desk, and obviously location as well is important. You know, we can't just play somewhere in the middle of a field or So it has to be a decent sized venue with at least the industry standard sound. I think.
Yeah.
We can at least perform and deliver a show up to our standard.
That's right, yeah. And conversely, I found that sometimes if you play in slightly unexpected towns, you get a better turnout because often there's not a lot going on. So when there's a show on, everybody turns up. And some of the best shows I've done with smaller bands in my time have been at these what they call market towns, the kind of the B towns that aren't the obvious main cities. So yeah, it can go either way.
Yeah, those are fine. Those are fine. What I meant was, I guess, because there are some venues in the middle of nowhere, and it's not really a venue. It looks like maybe a hall that they put a little bit of lights and PA, and then
a hall. I thought you said a hole, just like in the ground.
Yeah,
a pit.
That'd be cool though if you played. You said you can't just play in a big field, but I mean, like festival style would work very well.
In the middle of nowhere, what is, like I said, like small room or a hall that doesn't have like I said, in the sound and lights.
Yeah, fair enough.
Played in those venues, there's nothing wrong with that, but it depends on the band you're playing, because we're talking about our band and we can't really play in those kinds of venues. But if you put, like, say, a punk or rock or any other bands in that venue, it's going to be absolutely fine.
Cool. Judy wants to know, have you started developing a tour schedule for when the album is released?
No, because we don't know when the album's going to be released yet. Once we have that date, we can start building a whole campaign around that, and that includes ramping up to the actual release, the singles that we'll put out beforehand, which is going to be a really exciting process in itself, guys, of deciding what are the songs that we're going to, from these 10 tracks, that are going to be the singles, that are going to be the videos. And once we've got that date in mind, then we can start building a tour schedule around that. So we definitely want to get out and play when this album is released to really support it. So yeah, and we'll just see what kind of support that we've got to help us do that at that time when the album's released.
What would be quite cool is if you guys at home could suggest some places that Diamond Black can play that's near you or that you know of that kind of fit the bill that they just described.
Absolutely, yeah. Get involved. Let us know.
Yeah.
Of places and venues that you think would be appropriate. That kind of size upwards, 300. So there's a decent sized stage, height to the stage. It doesn't really work with us if we're playing in the corner of the room in the back of a pub. That kind of works for some bands, some outfits, and it's a certain aesthetic. It's really good. I think for what we do, we do need a certain size upwards because we've got things like the visuals and the backdrop and with
Ego Riser,
exactly. So all these things that seem to give
there's more dancing about on the stage you can do when you can stand up on this. For the people, can you please explain what an Ego Riser is?
Yeah, I was going to say thinking that
before people start thinking it's something.
We didn't name
weird
it.
Name.
We didn't name it. It's pretty funny. It's like a metal rectangle thing with legs on it. So like a little metal table that you can stand on at the front of the stage and then give it some. But
it's not a table. It's made of scaffolding.
It's made of like scaffolding.
Really
you
heavy.
put it at the front of the stage, you stand on it, and it's called an Ego Riser, which is quite entertaining.
Is it like an extra little stage on the stage?
Yeah. So
that's why it's called an Ego Riser.
Yeah.
Because you're on another stage, giving
so
yourself
you
an
can
extra
stand on
stage.
it when you want to do like a solo and stuff.
Well, Vincent can't.
Yeah. No, Vincent's got a permanent Ego Riser. He's got a drum riser.
See how they call the drum?
Like a drum riser, yeah.
See how they call the riser drum riser?
Yeah.
Drum riser, but for guitarists and bassists,
It's an Ego Riser, yeah.
Not our riser, just Ego Riser.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Well, because it's not a riser for the guitar.
That's why we need
it's a riser for the guitarist.
That's why you need a good sized stage. Because otherwise, you stand on the Ego Riser and you bang your head on the lights on the seats.
Have you ever done that before?
We played on a boat before. And I'm pretty sure I've hit my head when I've gone for it before at some point.
Yeah. I've hit the headstock of that very guitar on the ceiling of the Corporation, because even though the Corporation is a big venue, the ceiling on the stage is bizarrely low. Yeah, the Sheffield Corporation. It's weird. It's just bizarrely low. So I did some sort of like thing, and it just went. So yeah, and I think the guitar was new at the time, so it was quite upsetting.
I've got loads of dents in my ceiling at my parents' house from when I used to practice guitar and was giving it some at home. The guitars are okay, but the ceiling's got loads of dents in it.
That's a lot. As long as the God. Didn't your room in your parents' house has like polystyrene ceiling so that it pops the tiles out?
Yeah. It's got like a ceiling, like an office building where they have those squares. So, But so I just dent one and then I secretly move them around so it's not in the middle of the room.
Did your parents put that ceiling in because they knew what you were going to do with it?
Well, probably not, but it'd be funny.
Brilliant. Cool. So
basically, we need a venue that can handle us and our ego risers,
and has a polystyrene ceiling.
Or if it has a low ceiling, they don't mind the ceiling getting dented.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, on the subject of grassroots like tour making, I think if you guys can gather people in certain places because you've already got fans there, then where people suggest is a good places for you to play might be a good way to build out a tour.
Yeah.
I'm not a tour manager. Sure. If you are a tour manager, please do correct me if I'm wrong, but I do think that's probably a good place to start.
Yeah. We could do a little upvote thing. Yeah.
We could do polls. Polls are good. We could do a poll on social media. So for the case of splitting this clip into social media clips, so why not? If you would like Diamond Black to play in your town, drop the name of the town or the name of the bar or the name of the venue in this space here. Cool. So you don't know when the album's going to be released yet, but you have got some time to work on it in the next few coming weeks, right? Because you're all at home, right?
Yeah, we're working on it now. So the mixes are sounding great.
Yeah,
it sounded great.
Almost
big up, Yanni.
Yes, big up to the Yanni man. We can't really give you any more information than that at the minute, but it sounds great. Yeah.
Other than it's just been really interesting discussing things back and forth with the band members and Yanni, listening to the mixes and making quite important decisions about the sound as a whole. Some of which are quite different from certainly what I've done before with recordings. And just sort of having the courage to try something different has been really interesting.
It's super collaborative, isn't it? Because even though we've recorded and written the songs, we're still thinking like, oh, should we rearrange this part here? Or should we add a new part here? So it's still, even though it's like in the final stages of being finished, we're still sort of adding more bits or rewriting bits.
Yeah, I mean, and look at today, we're talking about a song that we're like, this could be a single, but it's too long at the moment, so maybe we need to cut some bits out of it, and having discussions of what bits can we lose from this, and no one's being like, but I played really great drums on that bit, or like, well, I wonder who would be saying that. Everyone's just like, well, what's good for the song?
That's okay.
How do you decide what to cut out because the song's too long? Because you obviously like it as it is, but the reason that you need to cut it down is not because is it too long for people to listen to or too long to become a single?
A bit of both. And sometimes it's a real instinct thing that you just listen to the song and you think, is this going on for too long now? Is this, and I quote, this is boring. Is it boring?
Oh, I see. So it's repetitive or it's done something that made people not.
Usually
it's not.
Let's say chorus or the verse is just too long, it's too repetitive, or there's an instrumental part that's like 8 bars that can be cut into half. I think things like that.
I think the hardest part is bearing in mind we've been living with these songs, the album songs, for like a year. It's not getting demoitis, which is where you're so married to the demo you can't hear any sort of new ideas.
You talked about this on your very first
we did talk
Diamond
about
Cast.
this. We did talk about this before. And it's really hard because obviously we've heard these songs like 1,000 times now. And then when we're being like, hey, should we cut this bit? It's like, oh, what? I'm used to the other way. But then you listen to it, you got to be very open-minded all the time to, actually, it might actually sound better like that, even though we've had it another way. So,
totally.
Do what's best for the song.
Yeah, and it's such an arbitrary and difficult thing to decide because, for example, say the song we're talking about at the moment, like initially it only had a single chorus on the first chorus, and then it was a big, it should be a double chorus. And then will it come full circle to suddenly it being actually no, it should be a single chorus again? And who's right? Because it's something that you're processing not on an objective. This is the first time I've listened to the song lens. You are judging it on the basis of months and months of living with a song.
Yeah.
And you're right, you might just be bored of it now and be, it's interesting to only hear it with one chorus there. So yeah, it's quite a difficult thing to do, and sometimes it's worth playing it to people that you trust outside of the band circle and getting some feedback that way. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's been a really interesting process, super encouraging, exciting. So we've had five of the 10 songs now are in a place where they are like, I guess, sort of rough mixes, and we've been listening to them and discussing different parts. We've had really interesting stuff, like I had a guest guitarist come and add some stuff to it from a really cool band and that we didn't expect, and the stuff that he brought was like, wow, this is ace. So yeah, it's a really interesting process. And like you said, we've done stuff like we've added bits to songs after the event, which has been cool as well. So yeah, it's quite an exciting process at the moment.
Yeah, like adding a tambourine, right?
yeah, like adding
more cowbell.
More cowbell.
Vincent, you did a whole day of tambourines, didn't you?
Yes, I did actually. Yeah.
Nice.
Did you? What does the whole day of tambourines look like? What's the schedule?
Well, yeah. When I got back, I just because I recorded 10 songs. We recorded 10 songs, right? So I said, okay, well, I might as well just do the whole thing in one day. So 10 songs, all tambourines, whatever. Finish it, send it to him. Done.
How do you decide what kind of tambourine pattern? Shut up. How do you decide?
I don't know.
How do you
decide what kind of tambourine to use?
Yeah, that's what I thought you were going to say.
No, that too, because
a little one or a big one.
They have different sounds.
Red one or the blue one.
But they do have different sounds, don't they, Vincent?
Yeah, I had 3 different tambourines. So what I did was I just maybe played 2 or 3 different patterns and then just send it to Yanni, and he could just decide whatever he thinks is best for this particular song or this particular section. So I just basically gave him lots of options.
Cool.
A bit like Adam and his 11 different bass sounds.
Yeah, different tracks, 11 tracks of bass. There you go.
That's cool. Do you with the tambourine playing? How? Because surely that's quite a discipline, isn't it? To just create, because with the drums, you're kind of creating a beat with lots of different instruments. But with that, you're just creating this one instrument, and you have to be really in time. And is it actually quite time consuming and quite mentally draining to keep that kind of that discipline when you're playing something like that?
Yeah, exactly. Especially with the tambourine, you play mostly on the snare drum. And then there were some songs where I had to play 16th. So I really have to kind of really, really fast, and doing that maybe 3 or 4 times. So it can get a little bit tiring. But the thing about the tambourine is it doesn't have to be exactly, right on the dial. As long as it's right there. It's actually better if it's a little bit, like flam. So it's not really exactly on the snare drum, it's a little bit behind or early. I think that's actually better.
So what is, to the people back home, what's 16s? What's that? Right, okay.
Quavers, or semi-quavers.
Like the choruses, with especially a song that has a double time feel. So I play really fast tambourine instead of just on the pulse. You play like 60.
Okay, so if the drum beat was like do ka, then
yeah, that's 16.
Okay, whereas like 8s would be jigga 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 jigga. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Exactly.
1 yana, 2 yana, 3 yana, 4 yana. That's fine.
Learning. You see, educational.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Okay.
All right. So you've got 5 out of 10. You said songs are pretty much there, and this allows you to start putting them into. I believe this. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that you're doing your EPK soon.
Yeah,
that's correct. So EPK stands for.
I was going to say.
What's the
like Dr. Evil?
Tractor beam.
EPK stands for Electronic Press Kit.
Can you explain to everyone what the importance of an electronic press kit is and why it means a lot to have these songs ready for it?
Well, in this instance, what we're doing is that we're looking to talk to record labels about releasing our album. So therefore, we need to present something to them which is visual and sonic, visual and audio, which very quickly gets across the idea of this is the band, this is what we sound like, this is what it looks like, this is what our mission is, this is the aesthetic. And so it's done in a very kind of easy to understand and very palatable manner. And so what we're doing is we're preparing songs for that. I'm going to have to choose maybe 3 or 4 of these 5 to say these are the songs that we think give a good cross section of this record, whilst being songs that we think are some of the best songs, and saying why this band exists, what's its mission objective, what's the aesthetic of it, in a very kind of tidy and cogent and, I hate this word, impactful manner. That's something that obviously you guys, being graphic designers, can do very, very well.
It's sort of like
pitch.
An interactive pitch deck, right, where you can press play on videos and see the videos, and you can press play on audio and hear the music, and it could move, it could have animations in it as well to kind of hammer home some of the points or some of the stats that go in it as well.
Showcase document. So that's the next stage we're going to be doing.
And then that goes out to record labels so that they can know who you are.
Sign us up.
That's the plan.
Yeah, and then we can start. And then that will lead to, if we do end up working with a label, that then we get the release date in place, then we can start building the tour plan and the single release plan around that. So
do you send the electronic press kit to venues and promoters as well? Was that used for that as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's useful. You can send it to anyone or anything that you want to be involved with. So that could be a booking agent, or it could be a manager. It could be another band that you want to support. So it's a very, very useful tool. And once we've got, we've had one previously, and that's got us some great stuff. So it's a tried and tested thing.
It's like an evolving document as well, because the more as we release things, it gets added to the list. So it's like a a showcase or a CV kind of thing. CV.
And the stats are always going up as well, and the YouTube stats go on it as well.
Yes,
I think
thank you for the likes and stuff.
Kind of like a compressed website.
Yeah. So thank you guys for following us on the podcast, because that's such a great statistic that we can now add to the EPK that shows people that we actually have interest and we have a following and we've generated fans. So yeah, which is obviously very important to anyone who wants to work with you. So that's really, really good.
Yeah, it all contributes to it. It's all really, really good stuff. So we'll keep people updated on how the EPK goes and what stages you are in of sending it out. I think this is stuff people are going to be really interested in, because it's like
quite
behind the scenes of like how you get an album out and all the stuff you have to do in the run up. Because the questions are about how, have you got a tour schedule and where are you thinking of playing? But it's like all this stuff comes before it, months before
exactly.
It's true.
One thing that I find is both brilliant and slightly challenging with the way that we're recording these last bits at the end is that I'll be like, right, I've done these guitars for Yanni, brilliant, so that's done, that's ticked off the list. And then he'll message me back and actually I need to do some more stuff, which you didn't know that you were going to have to do, that you now have to somehow factor into your day to make the song better. And I was like, oh, great. But he's always right, it's always needs to be done. It's just, there isn't that finite aspect of, right, I'll do these 2 guitars and then that'll be done. Because he'll then have a great idea about another sort of idea that you should do. And that's, I guess, the difference when you're recording things remotely like this. That if you went into the studio, you'd probably just...
Yeah, if we were like doing it traditionally in studio, you'd have a month or whatever. Well, not even a month, but like that'd be it. Be fine, be done.
Yeah, and on the one hand, that is sort of preferable because you're in the space, you're only there to do that. He then goes, oh, why don't you put that Stratocaster on it? And you go, great. Whereas when you've sort of factored it into your day, right, I've got 2 hours to do these guitars then, and then suddenly it's, actually, can you do some more stuff? And you're like, no.
But the thing is, it gets better though. It's almost like, like when you're like, oh, I should have said that, come back to someone, but I didn't at the time. It's almost like that. It's like, well, we've recorded the stuff and then we've had a good idea after recording the stuff.
Yeah.
So at least we can
and you can actually do it. So is it better because you refine it and make it better and you can think, oh, I can put in that good idea I had at
as
the
long
end
as
of
you
the day.
don't keep refining it forever, I think.
Yeah.
That was my next. Is it accepted there, or is it worse because you will keep going and going and going and think, well, I can have ideas till the cows come
I think
home.
that's a danger that a lot of people that self-produce and write their own things fall into. The fact that they never sort of finish it. I know that's what I've suffered from when I was doing my own solo stuff. It's like, oh, I've got is it finished now, or could I come up with another idea next week, which is really good?
But you will, because you come up with ideas all the time.
Exactly.
So
they're like, knowing when to stop. But I think
perfectionism is a trap.
Yeah.
I prefer the band to be in the studio and book it for 1 month at least. I think a lot of big bands do that. They just book a studio.
Bish bash bosh.
A few days for drums and the rest adding stuff. I think it's kind of like I prefer it personally.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that, Vincent, because then you just have a focused period where you are just doing this album and everything's about it, rather at the moment with these end bits of guitars, I'm having to sort of factor it in with other stuff during the day. And I find like I get quite anxious about if I don't finish that thing, then I feel like he's waiting for me to do it. So, yeah.
As usual, we find out that I'm the opposite. And I quite like it doing the way we're doing it because then we let the songs grow more. But
yeah, I guess there's no
sounded good,
correct way, but it's going to sound amazing, and it's already sounding amazing. So it's very good.
Excellent! Can't wait to hear it. Andy says, when is the Fitz video coming up?
Well, wait.
Oh no, I don't have a drum roll. Sorry, my bad. I thought I had a drum roll. Oh,
wait.
Yeah. Oh yeah, come on, we can have it. Let's do it. Oh, come on.
Except you have, Vincent, we can't hear it when you play the drums.
Yeah, I think.
You got isolation on. Oh.
Zoom adds a gate.
Yeah, you need to take off the Zoom gate next time. Take off like allow background noise.
Oh, well, I got really excited then. Well, I can do it.
No.
I can do that instead. We can have that.
Well, guys, I mean, we are talking about the 26th of June is what we're talking about. Although
soundboard.
You can't hear it. You can't hear it.
They look nice. It's nice bands.
Overdub it.
Yeah.
Get him to send you an audio recording at the same time.
Do an audio drum.
Well,
no, don't.
Hey, well, I hope the people on Spotify are enjoying Vincent's drum fill, which we can see but not hear, and you can't see or hear. So, fall into the silence.
Woo!
Which is ironic given that silent drum fill. So we're looking at the 26th of June is when we would like it to come out. So the video and song, 26th June, which I believe is quickly looks at calendar, opening calendar, looking at calendar, is a Thursday. Thursday. Which we've done a single release on a Thursday before. I believe we did Venom and Misery on Thursdays, with the point being that because we are still a growing band, there's less competition on a Thursday for things going on.
Oh, wait, can I say, you can still get involved and get your name in the video up until like that day, because we're still running the fundraiser up until the day the video comes out, because then that's when
not up until that day, because Charlie has to edit your name.
Okay, up until like a few days before that, but like
so Charlie will give you a day.
There'll be time if you still want to get involved and get your name in the credits, because it's basically when the video is edited. That's when the cutoff be, and that's when we're going to send out all of your little perks and stuff like that. So
probably that like a week before might be the cutoff for getting your name in the credits.
We'll let you guys know.
It'll go on social media. With Ben will record a lovely little.
Will I now?
He will.
Absolutely.
Yes, I shall. So if you can, guys, still make some donations and get your names in the credits, that'd be wicked. Because there's still lots of costs around putting this video out and getting this album done that are really helpful.
Got a nice. We signed loads of certificates for you guys when we met up at the shoot.
That's true. That was very, very thoughtful of you, Adam, to bring all these certificates along so that we could sign them all.
It was a very well put together assembly line of signing certificates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So so you've got You've got some cool perks coming. There's some badges coming as well, isn't there? Adam, you're making badges.
I am. I'm going to go and I'm hand making every badge as well. So there we go.
What a ledge.
This is really cool. Like, people don't know this sort of thing, right? Like, people don't realize this. They think, oh, we just send it off and get it made by a badge machine. You're the badge machine.
I've got a badge making machine. I'm going to be hand stamping and assembling them all. So
I'm going to help.
Yeah,
wow.
I will help you.
Amazing.
It's quite a tall order.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, so that's cool. So 26th of June. Put that in your calendar. That is the day. And that's really, really exciting.
Yay.
Well, hey.
Wait, yay.
Cool. So, any last words?
Oh, God. Any last words?
Not forever. It's not like your last meal.
Perfect.
Okay.
There's no battery.
Oh, low battery. Oh, that's a good time to end this.
Yeah,
Okay.
So what are you most looking forward to about obviously for the Fall into Silence is June. So what are you most looking forward to at the moment, everyone, quickly?
I really want to hear these songs that we've been doing at a point where we are ready to put them on the EPK. And that's what I'm really looking forward to. So there's just a few little bits of pieces that have to be done. And I'm just excited about hearing the songs in a almost complete state.
Yeah, wicked. Me too. I've got to record my backing vocals. So that's what I'm looking forward to doing.
You've been in your personal isolation booth recording them this week, haven't you?
It's behind my Dalek. You can't really see it, but I've been doing some already. Yeah.
And Vincent, what are you most looking forward to?
I'm not just looking forward to it. I'm getting a little bit impatient, Hearing that.
You're looking forward to us finishing our bits.
Yeah, he finished his ages ago.
Nice.
Well, you should have scheduled a whole day for your tambourines like Vincent did.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Well, actually, once we finish this podcast, I'm getting back to doing this because this is genuinely what I've been doing today. All right.
Nice.
What is it?
It's a guitar. It's my guitar. I've been doing some extra.
Never seen one of those.
Rhythm and lead guitars for one of the songs. Well, loads of the songs. So I'll get back to that.
Great.
I'm going to edit this cast and then I'll do some singing. So,
cool.
Thank you everyone for watching.
Thanks everybody for joining.
Yeah, it's wicked. And
for coming to meet for those of you who came to meet us, thanks for coming to meet us. It was really
great. Thanks guys, really good.
We should do another meetup later in the year. That'd be nice.
Yeah, probably around the time the album comes out, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Do something like that. Yeah, wicked. Cool. Okay. Lovely.
Bye, everyone.
See you next week, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you for joining us on Diamondcast this week. As usual, if you like that episode, please leave us a comment, like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks also to the 8 new subscribers we've got this week. Hello and welcome to Diamondcast and to Diamond Black's YouTube. And I shall look forward to seeing you all next week.